Hi, I'm Oliver Burgundy, and tonight I have a perplexing tale of a man who fought his way to be where he is today. 32-year-old Charlie Gordon is living in New York City, and tonight we, and by we, I mean me, are going to share with you his story. This man went from an IQ of 70 to an IQ that is still growing above and beyond 185. Charlie Gordon, the world's smartest man? Maybe. But who really decides that answer? Could the answer be you, me, or maybe even a higher power? Could it be answered by today's mental giants? Who truly knows? Charlie has not always been as intelligent as he is today. In fact, he was born with a mental disability. Up until a couple months ago, he was just a simple man working at a bakery and going to school for mentally disabled adults. And then he was chosen for an experimental surgery, and that changed his life. This surgery had never been done on a human before, and it raised his IQ higher and higher. Now he's considered the smartest man in the world. Tonight, we're gonna let you meet the man, Charlie Gordon, and let you learn a little bit more about him.
I'm on my way to meet my girlfriend Faye, but I'm not sure how I feel about her yet, so shh, don't tell her.
Hey, Charlie. Who are all of these people? What is this?
Mr. Burgundy is making a documentary about me.
Well, you could have at least told me that you were coming over with them so that I could prepare.
I didn't really know they showed up this morning with cameras.
Well, that doesn't help me. How would I describe Charlie? I mean, he's nice. I don't... Sorry, I've never done this before. I don't really know what you want me to say.
This is a bedroom. You know what happens here.
Yeah, I sleep here.
This is the bathroom. Yeah, let's just keep moving on.
Would I say that I'm an artist? I mean, what truly is an artist? I think an artist is a person...
Now that we know about Charlie's daily life, let's flip back a page. Charlie had a job at a bakery with his uncle's friend, Mr. Donner. Let's take a peek back.
Yeah, Charlie's been working for me ever since he was about 17. Told his uncle I'd give him a job and everything he needed to survive, as long as he needed it. Speaking of jobs, come down to my shop. We'll make any flour-based food for you. Anything. Come on in. Anytime. Call 555-603-9...
Now that I don't work at Mr. Donner's bakery, well, I don't get to see my friends. Well, at least I thought they were my friends, like Frank, Joe, and Gimby. Except 2/3 of them made fun of me.
Charlie Gordon got the chance to make history, being the first person ever in Dr. Jason Strauss's and Professor Harold Niemer's experiment. Now, let's take a break from Charlie and let you meet the team behind the experiment. Well, you see, Harold, the height of this tree is going to affect the people. Some people have fear heights, you know. Let's see, the wind might have a factor in it. There's no wind today, but, you know, what are you thinking?
I'm not really sure. I mean, the height could really factor, but I'm not sure about wind.
Do I need to go higher? Because up higher, those trees, those branches are going to be shaking. Let's see. Oh. Hey, see those people over there?
Yeah, what about them?
I don't know. I think they want to talk to us or something.
I think they heard of my great experiment.
Might be true. Yeah. Just cut it. For those of you who don't know, let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. Jason Strauss. I'm a psychiatrist and neurosurgeon. I'm the one who performed Charlie's surgery. Speaking of Charlie, I always liked Charlie. He always worked hard before and after the surgery. Just a great guy. The surgery I did on Charlie was a brain surgery. Speaking of the brain, I love the brain. Oh, just an amazing organ. Just constantly changing, making memories. Oh. The surgery I did on Charlie was pretty complex, you know, a little snip snip here, a little snip snip there. Real complex stuff.
Finally, someone recognizes me for my fantastic work. I have been working on this subject for countless years. My latest subject was a mentally disabled man. His name was Charlie. Oh my, I forgot to introduce myself. For all the peasants who don't know who I am Professor Harold Niemer. I am the professor of psychology at Beekman University. I have taken simple-minded beings such as lab rats and heightened their IQ with the help of my colleague, Dr. Strauss. What do I think of Charlie? I think he was nothing till I turned him into a functioning human being.
Now, Professor Niemer and Dr. Strauss aren't the only two individuals involved in Charlie's experiment. There were two more individuals who played key roles in Charlie's experiment. Alice Kinnan, a teacher for the mentally disabled adults, and Bert Sheldon, a graduate student working on getting his PhD.
Charlie was one of my best students. He always worked his hardest and pushed to improve himself. As a teacher of mentally disabled adults, it is amazing to see a person so driven to better themselves through the long and painstaking process. Charlie's ambition is one reason why I recommended him for this experiment. But I'm sorry I had a bad hair day.
I administer tests to both Charlie and Algernon, the two who have survived the experiment the longest. Some of the tests I do are the Rorschach tests and mazes, but can be changed for heightened difficulty. At first, Charlie was horrible at those tests, but after the surgery, it was apparent he was becoming very intelligent.
Now that you've seen the background of the experiment, let's go to the background of the man himself, Charlie, and let's learn about his life before the experiment, living with a mental disability.
Life before the experiment? Huh? Well, it's kind of boring. At least to the people at home, I think it is. But if that's what you need, I guess I can tell you a little about it. As you know, I worked at Mr. Donner's Bakery since I was 17. I swept the floors and I made the deliveries. My friends there, they always made me the butt end of the joke. But having a mental disability, I never knew what was going on. So I just would always laugh with them. Once I was introduced to the center at Beekman for disabled adults. I would go there after work to try and learn. My teacher, Miss Alice Kinnan, would try and help me memorize what I was reading. I didn't get memorizing until after the experiment. Did I have a family before my job? Well, I lived with my uncle, and he was the one that got me my job. I don't like to talk about my real family, so can we move on from there?
Not much is known about Charlie's future. All the other experiments had ended in failure, but Charlie does seem to be different. Still, the future is unknown.